So, good morning. Happy Monday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Kingsley, and I am a passionate network marketer. I am also a life coach with a huge focus on living your why. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm also a mother of three and a dedicated wife to my husband of many, many years and my high school sweetheart. I live in Western Massachusetts. And my goal in everything that I do is to hold space for us all to grow, right? So every time I share in the world, I grow. And every time you listen in, my hope is that you can just hear one little thing that helps you grow and live your purpose in the world. So if you're just coming on, go ahead and mute yourself. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you today. So if you've been listening to these calls on other Mondays, you know that I am one of four amazing women who host this Monday Mindset call. And today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about my favorite focus, which is your why. And so this call, although it is certainly valuable to anyone who's interested in personal growth and development, my focus today is going to be on network marketers. So it doesn't matter what company you're in, but I really want to talk about your why in terms of your network marketing business. So again, you can apply it to any business, but you'll hear some language coming from me that really is applicable to network marketing, whatever company you're in. So what I really want you to feel as you're listening today and as you're thinking about your why for network marketing is sort of that feeling you felt when you said yes to whoever you said yes to. So that time you said, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. This is perfect for me. This works in perfect alignment with the goals I've set for myself, with the life that I want to live. I hope that in listening today and thinking about your why for this business, that you can tap back into that feeling you had when you said yes, right? Because when we can hold that feeling, we maintain daily action, we maintain hope and growth, and our vision gets bigger and our results get bigger, right? And even if our results don't get bigger at the speed at which we desire, in terms of the numbers, right? Maybe your team's not growing as fast as you'd like, or your paycheck's not growing as big as you like. You're growing, right? You're showing up every day because of your why, because you still believe this is the business that's going to help you reach your goals. And so you are growing because you are focused in that why. And so now I'm going to step back a little bit. That's my goal for you at the end of this, next 20 minutes or so. But I'm going to step back and really give maybe a different definition of the why than you have heard. And so I want to just do some definition separation here. So I think it can be confusing to think about your why or your or your goal or your purpose. And I really believe that all three of those things are different. And I hope that you can see at least how I think they're different at the end of the call. And maybe some of those definitions will be helpful for you as you move forward in growing your business. So let's start first with a goal and a purpose. So a goal has an intention to be completed, right? I am going to reach the first pin rank in my company. Excuse me. We all have a little tickle in our throat this week. So goal has an intention to be completed. I'm going to reach the first pin rank. I'm going to earn back my investment. I am going to reach out to 100 people. It has a completion date. Now, not necessarily date, but when it's been completed because you can check it off the list, right? It has a tangible result. You may choose to give it a date or not. I'm going to earn back my investment no matter what before I leave this business. That might take you a week, that might take you 6 months, that might take you 3 years, and you never give up until you reach that goal. And so to me, a goal is much more defined. And then a purpose, excuse me, I feel terrible. I have this little tickle in my throat. A purpose is the reason why you're here on the planet. So not, some people may or may not believe that everyone has purpose. I do. I believe very strongly that everyone was brought to this planet with a purpose. They have something unique to offer the world that no one else does. And it could look like a mission statement almost. I'll give you an example. My purpose is to hold space for growth. So I mentioned that at the beginning of the call. In everything I do, I believe that I know that my purpose in everything I do is to hold space for us all to grow, for myself to grow, for you to grow, and for all of our growth to sort of ripple out into the world and create even more greatness in the world. So that's very different than a goal, right? I will be doing that until the day that I die. It's why I'm here. It's something that when I can remember, I am always thinking about in the choices that I make. Really different than a goal. There's no end date to a purpose or a mission. And that can be a lot harder for people to find. It can be overwhelming. People can be like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't think I have one. It can feel overwhelming. And so I ask that you focus on your why until your purpose or mission becomes clear. So don't worry about it. Just don't worry about your purpose here. Focus on your why. And I believe that your why is the driving force that allows you to complete your goals and live your purpose. And it is that force to live your purpose, whether or not you can put words to your purpose or not. But the why is the driving force. It's like fuel for your fire. So the why allows you to complete your goals and live your purpose. And there are many people who have different definitions of the why. The most common is a little bit more like a purpose. But I believe that your why is one word. And I believe that that one word is actually a feeling. And it's the feeling that you want to have most often in your life. It's the feeling that when you feel it, just everything inside you is vibrating at a really high level. You feel good when you have this feeling. So for some people, that's joy. I was working with a client this morning in my Live Your Why program, and her word is spirit. So in everything she does, her guiding why is spirit and spirited. And so like my why is freedom or free. And sometimes there is that little, like, depending on how you're using your why in language or in a sentence, you may use a sort of different version of it. Free, freedom, spirit, spirited. But essentially, it's giving you a feeling. And free might give you a different feeling than it gives me. Just because it's the same word doesn't mean it has the same feeling for each of us. And what's important is for you to find a feeling word that guides you. So I ask you to go back to that time that you said yes to this business, whatever business you're in. Why did you say yes? What was the feeling that you anticipated having upon building a large team with your business? What was that feeling that you could see, that you could vision, that you could imagine? This is the company I could feel this way with, right? So what was that feeling when you said yes? Because that's what you want to tap back into. That's why you started your network marketing business. And that is why you're going to keep going every single day. It's why you're going to choose daily action. You're going to send the invites. You're going to not only send the invites, but you're going to follow up. Because if you send invites and you don't follow up, you're very likely missing out on great opportunity. So you need to tap into your why and let it fuel your invites. Let it fuel your follow-up. Let it fuel your training and your showing up and your ability to be coached and your ability to keep learning yourself so that you can keep teaching. So I really think that why is one word. And I hope that you can start maybe thinking about what yours is. You might come up with a word like joy or peace or calm or grounded. And then you might discover as you put it in place that it's maybe not quite the exact word for you. And it may take a little tweaking to figure out what your word is. And that's why, I go much deeper into this work in programs like Live Your Why. But just for the purpose of this call, just come up with one word that feels good to you, one feeling word. And when you're working your network marketing business, whatever business that is, you'll know that your why is fueling you when you're focused, when you're excited, when you're driven, maybe even not when you're excited, when you're doing the work you're supposed to do, even though you don't want to. That's likely because your why is fueling you, right? Like, I don't want to miss, I don't want to miss a ladies' night out, but I know that for my business, I have to put in the work now that will pay me later. So perhaps you're not even excited when you're tapped into your why and doing the work you're supposed to be doing, but it's allowing you to do what you know you need to do to grow your business. So you know that your why is fueling you when you're in the zone of your network marketing business, when you're doing what your team is asking you to do, when you're in a continued state of growing and learning, your why is likely fueling you. And if you can identify it, you can use it to bring you back into focus when you're off focus, right? When you don't want to send the invites, when you don't want to send the follow-up, when you don't want to listen to the training. Ask your why to fuel you, right? Go back to your why. For me, it's free. I want to feel free. And so for me, feeling free is very attached to the financial reward of a business like mine with network marketing. And so even though I might not want to listen to the training, I'm going to, because and most likely as soon as I'm 1 minute in, I'm going to be completely in the zone. But it's that doing, right? It's that like pressing play and committing to sit down for a half hour. So when I'm off focus, or I don't want to work my business, or I've gotten too many no's and I'm discouraged and I'm disappointed and I'm frustrated and I feel like a failure, when I can tap back into my desired feeling, my desire to be free, to be financially free, to be time free, to be able to make choices every single day based on my desired feeling of freedom, I will get on the training. I will make those invites. I will make those follow-ups because I know what the end vision is. It's me feeling free, right? It's fueling me. So when you know your why, you can use it to come back into focus. And when you don't know it, when you're detached from it, you're going to feel feelings like, so these are the feelings you might feel if you are detached from your why. You might feel confused. You might feel overwhelmed. You might feel frustrated. You might feel angry or afraid or stressed or lost. So when you're feeling those feelings and others like them, it's probably a good sign that you're not in touch with your why, because when you are, it brings you back into focus. Now, if you feel very aligned with your why and it's not fueling you to do the work you need to do in that particular business, there could be multiple reasons. You could be with the wrong company. You could be with the wrong team. There could be personal growth and development that needs to happen before you're able to really hit your goals with that company. But if you use your why to keep showing up, just keep showing up somehow every single day to get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. Keep using your why to show up until you get clarity, until you can really see why or why not you might be in the wrong company or the wrong business or the right one, right? That's our hope for you, is that you're in the right one and that your why is going to fuel you to grow. So those are some of the feelings: confused, overwhelmed, frustrated, stressed. Just use them as sort of triggers. When I feel these things, it's likely because I'm out of alignment with my why. And so I'm going to tap back into my why. It might just take a minute to close your eyes, to think about it, to vision the life you'll have when you have that feeling most of the time. And it will bring you back into focus, and it will allow you to take the action steps you need to take for your business to grow. It'll allow you to show up. And sometimes you aren't really getting the results, but it doesn't mean you're not doing the work, right? Sometimes your team isn't growing as fast as you'd like, or you're not hitting the goal, or you're not earning back your investment. It doesn't mean you're off track. As long as it feels good, as long as you can still feel that excitement when you tap back into your why, as long as you can feel the excitement about showing up and improving, then you're on the right track. Because some of us come into the company and we just take off, right? It's like everything just happens so smoothly. And I almost use the word easily, but it's not easy. It's still work. People who grow fast, it doesn't mean that it was easy for them. It just meant that everything was in alignment. And so others of us come into a company and we have a lot of work to do before we're going to hit the numbers. It might be personal work. It might be learning work. It might be skills work. And so our goal is that our why just keeps allowing us to show up and do the work until, as long as it's producing some kind of result. I'm getting a little bit better every day. I'm learning something new every day. My paycheck is getting bigger every day. And so I just caution you to be careful to not give up on your why because the numbers aren't changing. Because sometimes your why is allowing you to grow outside of the numbers, right? It's getting you ready for the numbers. It's getting you ready to be that person who it's just working in alignment, and more people are saying yes than no, and everything's just feeling really good. So I want to help you try and remember what your why is. Remember how you felt that day when you said yes. And you can just you maybe write down these questions or just take a minute and think about the answer when I ask them. But try and remember that time you said yes because you thought that this business was going to get you where you wanted to go. So what do you really want that was a part of you saying yes to this company, whatever company you're in? And the next question is, what is the ideal feeling you would like to have when you show up to do work in this company? If you could feel anything you wanted when you show up every day to do the work you need to do, whether it's training people or sending invites, whatever it is, what's your ideal feeling? Maybe it's not what you're actually feeling, but you can see how if you felt that, it would just be amazing. And the last question, and you could come up with many, many questions here until it really starts to feel right. But the next question is, what makes your heart sing, right? Like what makes every cell in your body just get excited? You can feel like a tangible shift in your mind and your heart, and everything feels alive when you think about this feeling. What feeling just brings you to life? So for me, that feeling is free. When I feel free, I'm open, I'm expansive, I am ready to learn new things, I'm ready to give to the world. I'm in the flow, right? When I feel free, things are just joyful and playful and happy. I don't feel the weight. I don't feel stressed. So I want to feel free. That's my word. I want freedom to be the thing that guides me. And so I really believe that there are 5 places where the feeling of your why is the key to your success. And I think those 5 places are health, wealth, love, community, and self-expression. And so I believe that, and I have yet to find anyone challenge me otherwise, that every single thing in your life falls into one of those 5 categories: health, wealth, love, community, or self-expression. And so when you really are tapped into your why and it's fueling your success, everything you do is starting to improve places in those 5 categories. And you can take it even deeper. So when I feel free in my health, I feel nourished. When I feel free in my wealth, I feel secure. When I feel free in the love area of my life, I feel full, right? I don't feel empty. When I feel free in my community, I feel connected. I'm able to communicate with other people. I'm able to make a positive impact. When I feel free in my own self-expression, I'm able to create. I feel happy. I'm able to put things out in the world that make me feel good, or even put them in my own personal space that make me feel good. I feel happy. And so when you find your word, you can sort of identify how it falls into those 5 categories. And when you feel off track, when you feel out of alignment with your why, you can sort of look at those 5 categories and go, where is this off? My why is not fueling me to grow my business right now. Somewhere in my life, it's off track. Where is it? And you can get curious, do a little investigative work on yourself, or what I would call self-coaching, and sort of understand where your why is off and it's not allowing you, excuse me, to do the work you need to do to grow your business. Perhaps your word is nourished. You want to feel nourished in all of your life. And it's feeling really out of alignment somewhere, but you don't know where. And you realize that where it's missing is in your community, right? You're not connecting with other people. You're not putting yourself in opportunities where you can feel nourishment with other people by giving and receiving. So you can sort of get a little, you can become like a detective of your own why, of your own feelings. And maybe not feeling connected in your community is keeping you from sending the invites because you don't trust yourself to communicate well with people. You don't trust yourself to make a good impact. And so therefore, you don't trust your business, right? You don't believe that your business is making a greater impact on your community. And so it's hard for you to connect with people in your invites and follow-up because somewhere you're out of alignment in that one of those 5 categories. So it really does take some self-coaching work, but when you understand how important your why is and all the places that it's important, anytime you're off balance, you can use it to sort of come back into balance. And you can ask yourself questions like, how can I connect in that last example? How can I connect more with other people? How can I put myself out in my community? And so as you do that, you're going to start creating more positive feelings, or at least growth feelings, which are going to allow you to send better invites and send better follow-ups and do better training and connect better with the people in your team and allow your business to grow. So very conveniently, your 5 categories fall into each of your 5 fingers. So if you need a visual reminder to touch back with your why and allow it to fuel you, I encourage you to just look at your own hands. And if you don't have 5 fingers, I encourage you to get creative about this. But for most of us, we do have 5 fingers. So use that as a visual reminder. Every time you see those 5 fingers or you feel out of alignment, just look at your hand and ask, where am I out of connection to my why? What do I need to do to bring my why back into focus and allow me to do the things I need to do to grow my business? For a lot of people, that's a super simple tool, and it allows you to filter all the choices you make when you're making big decisions, small decisions, when you're feeling unmotivated or frustrated, before you send invites, before you send follow-ups, before you join meetings. Ask yourself, am I in alignment with my why? If you are in alignment with your why before you show up to a training, you're going to receive from that training so much more information than if you're out of alignment with your why. When you send an invite and you use your why as a filter, you're going to get so much more result out of that invite. Now, the result might not be yes. The result might be a no, but that's still a result. My guess for you and what I've seen is that when you filter through your why, you're going to get more and more results in your business because you're showing up as you, right? Your why is different than my why. You're showing up as you. You're using your why as a filter to allow you to stay focused on what you really want. And you can tap into this anywhere, anytime. Just take a look at those 5 fingers and be like, am I in alignment with my why? You could be waiting in line. You could be driving. You could be sitting in a boring meeting. You could be waiting for your kids at pickup. But use your hand as much as you can to guide you in those 5 categories and in your why. So the last thing I want to just mention before we finish up here is that it can be really helpful to have an accountability buddy. So it can be really helpful to have somebody who knows your why. And remember, I really encourage you to come up with one feeling word so that whoever is your accountability partner can ask you some questions around that one feeling word. How can you feel more free in this moment? How can you infuse more freedom to the work that you do? But an accountability partner who knows your why can do things like send you a quick reminder text about your why, ask you questions about your why, encourage that you share wins or losses or whatever they are regarding your why. And so accountability really is magic. It allows us to keep growing and to stay on track. So I encourage you to find someone else, either in the business or outside of the business. Maybe it is your sponsor, maybe it's not. Maybe it's someone in the business, maybe it's not. Maybe it's your partner who you live with. But find someone to help you remain accountable to your own why. Someone who will help you remember to tap back into it, even when you're not feeling it, or when you are feeling it, to remind you like, hey, I've really seen you living your joy. Nice job. Well done. I can see how knowing that joy is your why word, I can see how it's changed your life. How super cool is that? So you can either be someone's accountability partner or ask for one or both, but accountability can really make a difference. And more than that, I guess, and I said that was super important, but even more, the most important thing is that you practice. The Live Your Why program that I have includes daily work because we have to practice this to embody it. We can know that it sounds good. We can listen to the call and be like, wow, that's really interesting. I've never heard that, or I've heard that a million times, and it must be true. Or we can really actually implement it and try it, right? We can practice it. So I encourage you every single day to take some kind of action that reminds you to tap into your why. You could even set a reminder on your phone or put your why word on your refrigerator or your steering wheel. But I encourage you to really focus on it every day, because the more you do, the better and better you get at it, the better and better it's going to fuel your business to grow. So that is all I have for you. I'm going to put a recording up in the group that we have and also on the YouTube channel. And I hope that you can use this call to fuel your week to be even more effective and even more awesome and just feel better than the week before. That's the goal, right? We just want every week to be a little bit better than the last one, a little bit more effective, a little bit more growth, a little bit more action. So cheers to you for listening. And if you care to send me your Y word, I would love to hear what it is and shoot you back maybe some questions to encourage you to use it more. You can find me, Amanda Kingsley, in lots and lots of places. My website is amandastarkingsley.com. But you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, all over the place. So feel free to share with me your thoughts about your own why. Have a great day, everybody.